I get asked all the time by my millions of followers what makes a good campsite. No, that's not true, but I have been remote camping in the Australian bush for over 30 years. And by remote camping, I mean no electricity, no running water, no showers, no toilets, no internet. So you need to be self-sufficient. So let me show you what our general campsite looks like. Firstly, and probably most importantly, is the shelter and the sleeping arrangements. So we opt for the tarp. I find the tarp is really good in both summer and winter. In summer, it's great for shade. And in winter, it keeps the rain off you, keeps you dry, but also it keeps the dew and the frost off all your equipment. We've gone for swags. Swags are nice and warm. But first, let's just take a bit of a step back. So how and where do you set up your tarp? So the most important thing is flat ground and making sure there's no overhanging trees that could fall on you. That's really important, especially in the Australian bush. We have river gums and red gums that will drop branches all year round. So yeah, flat ground and somewhere where it's away from dangers. Let's have a closer look under our shelter. So in terms of sleeping arrangements, we go for swags. Swags are really good, nice and warm. We put them on stretchers. You don't have to, but the good thing about a stretcher is it keeps you off the ground. So if it's raining, you don't sort of have to worry about water coming in. And also, as you get older, the stretchers make it much easier to get in and out of. But they're really warm, which is probably the most important thing. So let's have a bit of a sneak peek inside. So nice and simple, nice warm sleeping bag, pillow. I've got a blanket because it's actually really cold at this time of the year. We've gone a bit fancy this time and got the floor matting down. It's handy just to be able to put all your equipment onto somewhere on the ground that's not dusty or muddy. We've also got some foam mats. Again, it just keeps your equipment a bit cleaner. Over here we've got the cooker, gas cooker, essential on a table, or our cutlery. Keep all our cutlery and pots and pans and all that in tubs. Keeps the animals out, keeps insects out, and our washing tub and billy for heating up water. It's a nice little gas bottle. You can get a large one, but these little gas bottles will give you a good few meals. So we find them quite handy. Tables are really handy. You can never have enough space off the ground to prepare food, set up your fishing rods, leave your books, whatever else. So yeah, we've got 2 tables, comes in really handy. We do have an esky over here. That's just for drinks. We keep most of our food in a fridge in the car. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, that's pretty much our campsite. And just a little bit more about the tarp setup. You have the poles in the middle up the highest. So if it does rain, you'll get the water flowing down. It's really important to tie it down or hammer it down as much as possible. When it's windy, we have experienced times where it has collapsed. So we sort of go belt and braces, lots of tie downs and big solid pegs, and it'll withstand anything that Mother Nature can throw up to us weather-wise. You pretty much can't go camping without a campfire. So just a few little obvious bits of advice. Make sure around the campfire it's nice and clear. You don't want the fire to spread. Not too close to your shelter. Keep your wood away from the fire as well, a nice neat pile. Yeah, look at that, that's nice. Nice cold morning like this. It's good to warm the old hands up, that's for sure. Next thing's probably food storage. So the old 4-wheel drive has a fridge in it. Let me show you that. So there's a 40-litre fridge here. That's got all our food, drinks and everything else. That'll last us at least a week or 2 in there. You can see the dual battery there, that powers it all day long. That'll last probably 2 or 3 days without putting a solar panel on it or going for a drive. The other important thing you need is water. We actually have a tank in the car. It's about 40 litres. You can probably see it there. You don't have to use a car-based one. You get pretty good carrying containers now, 5, 10, 20 litre capacities. Probably aim for about 5 litres of water per person per day. Depends on how much you want to wash, how much you want to use it for cleaning yourself. The other option is to use water from a river, especially for bathing and the like. Just a few other tips. We keep all our equipment in bags, so all our swag, seats, fishing equipment, everything you name it, stretches in bags. We leave the bags in the car just to keep them clean and also so we don't lose them. At night time we put all our equipment under the tarp. It just keeps the dew off them, keeps animals away to some extent as well. And probably finally, some very comfy chairs. We go for the high backs. There's all different sites out there, but yeah, you need a good chair when you go camping. Let's have a quick look at what we do for power. So I have a dual battery in the car. I mostly use that for running the fridge, but as you can see, I'm actually charging a phone at the moment, which is kind of ironic because there's actually no reception out here. But yeah, that gives us the essentials on the power front, charging equipment, whatever else. For cutting wood, we use a chainsaw, much easier than using an axe or a handsaw. Good shovel comes in handy for many things, tending to the fire, but also digging holes for when you need to go to the toilet. And speaking of which, we have this little toilet. Just makes it a little bit more comfortable when you have to go. Always remember to dig a hole. Dig a hole at least 50 meters away from the water. Make sure you bury everything in the hole so animals don't get to it. For lighting, we have a few lanterns around the place, but really head torch is the way to go. Personal head torch per person means you can see what you need to see and do what you need to do. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how we set up for remote camping in the bush. As I said, does us really well summer, winter, you know, 1, 2, 3 weeks away off grid, no worries at all. But there's heaps of different options. Some people like the big tent. Some people like just going really basic. For us, this is a great balance, and it withstands what the weather can throw at us, and that's why we like it. It's also pretty quick to set up and pull down. Some of these big tents, in my opinion, take way too long to set up and pull down. Some people go for camper trailers. Many options. This is what works for us. But just remember, this is just the high level basics. There's a lot more to consider. But yeah, hope you find it useful.